Hey folks, our with Permaculture Newbies. This here is my son Marcus, and today we're going to be working on Marcus's Miata. It's a 91 Miata, and this is going to be how to repair a broken airflow meter. Okay, so this is the airflow meter on a 91 Miata. Now my son's car was having random rough idles and random no starts, so some of the suggestions were to clean the mass airflow sensor. This car doesn't have a mass airflow sensor, it has an airflow meter, which are slightly different. We tried to clean it, and I pulled out this connector here thinking this would be like a mass airflow sensor, but unfortunately I pulled it out and started to look at it, and you can see I saw all those connections there, and it just really didn't want to come out, and I thought, okay, well crap, I'm not going to go any further, and we put it back together. We did everything. We sprayed mass airflow sensor in the ends and called it good enough. Then it wouldn't start at all, and the fuel pump was just running constantly anytime the key was on. So after some Googling, we figured out that I had broken it. And what had happened is when I pulled this out, I broke these solder connections right there. All those connections. When I pulled it out, I broke those connections. So now we've this top cap is siliconed on. We broke the silicone on there so we could inspect it, and sure enough, we broke those connections. So now we need to resolder those connections. So anyone who has a earlier NA Miata, just bear in mind, don't ever take this apart because you'll break these. And I wish I had known that beforehand. So what we're going to do, I've got my soldering iron, got it nice and hot, and we're going to resolder these connections now. So you start with your solder, and we want to position this as best we can. In fact, I'm going to start these screws back in here. I probably should have put them all the way back in beforehand, and I actually don't have my screwdriver here, so just starting the screws in position is going to have to be good enough for now. So then at least these are all in the correct position. So got our siren, got our solder, got our iron. Gonna make this nice and hot. Got a scribe. We want to try to put everything back where it needs to go as best you can first with the scribe. And then we're going to solder it. Watch your hands, Marcus, because this is really hot. This will burn you. Okay, we just realized we had something terribly wrong here. This arm here, this is what triggers the fuel pump, as I said. But this guy here needs to be on this side where we have it now of this little arm. Because what happens, go ahead and, so any airflow at all running through here, so Marcus is pressing on the vein down in there, any airflow at all turns fuel pump on. That's the way it should be. The way we had it before with this on the other side was what was constantly running the fuel pump because it was always making contact there. So this is the way it should be, not the way we had it earlier in the video. Okay, so we've got it reinstalled. We have not re-siliconed this back on, but we're going to test it anyway. As long as everything works, then we'll just run a new bead of silicone around this. Go ahead and fire it up. And there we go. Okay, we're all done. We've got the silicone on there, sealed back up. And we just need to let that dry and we'll be good to go. As always, thanks for watching.